Hi guys, this is Kayla.
And this is Becky, and we're with A Couple of Bees Read.
Yes, and we also enjoy our weekly wine. What is our weekly wine, Becky?
It is a special wine. Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, it's from 2022, so I figured I better chill it. We better drink it. Mm-hmm. And I'm running low because my new Scout and Cellar circle comes in. Isn't that a pretty label?
It's very pretty.
It's called Graffiti Town USA. It's an AMP collection. Every year, Scout and Cellar has a conference somewhere, and they always have specialty wines for the conference. And this is from the 2022 conference.
Why haven't we gone to their conferences?
No, do we just have too many things going on with
books?
This is true.
Trying to balance our wine pairings and books.
And books, yeah. Maybe in the future.
The smell of this
isn't it great? It's a Cabernet Sauvignon.
You can tell. It's got that.
Mm-hmm. It's very bold
and rich, and this is the kind of wine that I would imagine in if you went into someone who had casks of wine under their house, this would be what I'd imagine the wine tasting like.
Yeah, it's
almost oaky. Is it oaky?
A little bit, yeah.
Can I say oaky?
You can say oaky. Okay. It is okay. Well, this is one of the things they do. They ferment it for a while in the stainless steel. Mm-hmm. To get that authenticity of the grape, and then sometimes they put it in the oak barrels. But it has a very black cherry, dark fruits, plum, that kind of. Mm-hmm. That's what you're kind of tasting, and it also has a little spicy hint.
Yeah, is it pepper? There's some sort. It's like the aftertaste. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like of the wines we've had, this one's incredibly layered.
It is. It has it does have a lot of layers, and it's just beautiful. And I mean, okay, this is a clear bottle, and look how dark it is in the bottle. It is beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful wine.
So pairings would be
steak, but
brisket.
Brisket would be good, but one of the things that they said they paired it with was Mediterranean dinners. But I can see that because when you get into Mediterranean, you're getting lamb and some things like that, some of those different kind of meats. That would be
that lamb I did when we were on our Mediterranean diet. That would be perfect.
Perfect for us. So, yeah, but it's a lovely wine. Unfortunately, you can't get it right now. It's sold out, and I don't know that they will replace it with a different type of AMP, but probably not this Graffiti Town USA. And they always have unique labels and everything. So remember, we're clean crafted. There's no additives, no pesticides at the vineyards that grow the grapes. So if you're into clean living, and really taking care of your body and what goes in, this is the wine for you, for sure. So what are we pairing this wine with this week?
This wine pairs perfectly with a killing cold. I do feel like it's the perfect wine to have on a snowy mountain while you're discovering that your in-laws are possibly a group of murderers. Which is what this book is about. No. Becky's not one of these in-laws. The book itself is about Theodora Scott. Mm-hmm. And she is recently engaged to Connor Dalton. Okay. And the Daltons are super wealthy. Of course they are. So rich that normal people couldn't fathom. So rich, in fact, that they just own this mountain. And the mountain they go to 2 weeks every year during Christmas, to celebrate the Christmas winter holidays. And there are several nice little rustic cabins that they have built. They're not all rustic. They have many different designs.
I bet they do.
So it's just this.
It's rich rustic.
Yeah, it's rich rustic. Right. So this mountain that they own with all their many different cabins, the family goes up there. There's Connor, and he's got 3 siblings. He's also got an uncle named Nick. His mom comes up there. You find out very early in novel that his father died while on the property.
Oh.
So there's some bad connections there.
Yes.
And then Connor's grandparents, the Daltons, and one is Magnus and his wife, and they're both they're a lot to handle. And the winter holidays are like the women cook for fun and the men go hunting and things like that. So we get Theodora, or Theo, as she's going by at the beginning of this novel, who you find out her life was nothing like this. Like at 4, something happened. She can't remember who her real parents were.
Oh, wow.
But something happened and she ended up being raised with, what it kind of seems to be a foster family. Basically, she's taken in by these people and they are hyper religious, like homeschooling, and not in a good way. Hyper religious. They're like
more cultish.
Yeah, they're cultish. Like they don't go to a church. They go to a commune kind of situation. It's very, very odd. And that's what she was raised as. And when they first adopt her, they're like, oh, you're a blessing from God. You're just, this great child. But she's a child who's traumatized, who's something terrible happened to make her forget everything that her life was before the age of 4.
Wow.
And she acts out. So they immediately, they're not good. They end up being very abusive towards her.
Oh, no.
So she literally has told Connor that her parents are dead, that she has no family. And she's this kind of, emotionally abused, traumatized person who feels like she's finally lucked out because she's truly in love with Connor 100%. And, didn't even know he was rich at first. Didn't really find out how rich he was until he brought her up here. So everything at first seems to be going well. But then she starts to remember things. And things on the mountain that nobody outside the family has ever been to, from what she's been told, start reminding her of her life before. And suddenly pieces start falling into place, and you realize that the Daltons, some of whom have been kind of weird around her. Well, I think we can say weird. And seem to be kind of suspicious of her. You start to realize maybe it's more than just they suspect her of being like a gold digger. Like they suspect she might know some things that they wanted buried. It doesn't help that a few days before her and Connor go up to the mountain, she starts receiving texts telling her to stay away from Connor Dalton and not to come up the mountain and all this other stuff. So her past starts to collide with her future, with this family, and it was twist after twist after twist. And I think what I love most about, and this is by Kate Alice Marshall, what I loved most about this is I've had a hard time here lately with thrillers. Like there have been so many that I've started and put to the side. Because, I was raised by a family of police officers. I'm a naturally suspicious person. And when the main character of the novel behaves in a way that I think is, well, that was just dumb. It's hard for me to continue to root for them. And I have started, I'm not going to mention them here because we do nothing but brag on books here.
Right.
I have started a couple of books where I've been on page 20 and been like, you know what, this woman don't deserve to live. She's just not that smart. This is not one of those books.
Okay.
This is, and just Kate Alice Marshall proves she's a master of crafting a character, because this character, every decision she makes, even though some of them you're like, oh God, don't do that. It's, why are you doing it? Please stop. It makes sense. And it has to do with her trauma and has to do with where she's been in life and who she trusts. Like, it's so very well done. I absolutely loved A Killing Cold. I'm pumped that Chase Harlem, my novel, was compared to her first book, What Lies in the Woods, which is why I picked this one up. I was like, I kind of remember What Lies in the Woods. I liked it. A Killing Cold is probably the best thriller I've read in a very long time. So 100%, if you haven't picked it up, I feel like everyone else beat me to this one, but if you didn't, pick it up. It's a great read. Yeah. You will not stop guessing, and even when you do stop guessing, you'll be wrong.
And by the way, that's my book.
Is it?
Yes. You stole it from me.
I did.
I opened my box and she was like, "Oh, A Killing Code by K.S. Marshall."
I traded with you.
Who was that?
I traded with you. I traded her first book for this book.
Oh yeah, I do have the first book. Okay.
Yeah. So I traded. It's kind of fair. Anyway, best thriller I've read in a while. Perfect for wintertime. I know we're coming out of wintertime, and pairs perfectly with a good dark Cabernet. You just want to go up on a mountain, but not that mountain.
No, go on a different mountain.
And read a book and drink some wine.
There you go. All right.
Until next time, guys.
That's right. Bye.
Bye.